Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and our home team. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready.
Go out.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Ekeler. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Silver. Hey, we got a snapper.
A shotgun snap for Watson. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Watson. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And an alley to run. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. To throw is Watson. And oh, look Look at that, a diving catch. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Check 56. Watch the run, watch the run.
That's caught out wide by Stills. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kenny Stills, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Charger drive about to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what...
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Garyon Conley. The disaster there, I mean, you saw it coming. The pressure gets knocked down, the interception.
Sometimes the best throw you make is the one you
don't make.
Exactly. Take care of the football. He'll also learn how to shrug his shoulders, take the proper slide steps to alleviate some of the pressure. But occasionally, like the one we just saw,
got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen, from the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 54. 56. No time now.
After the interception, here's Watson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And that'll bring up second down. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again is Watson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 21 yards.
And the Texans
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
I got you. Fair. Ready.
Looking to throw. Herbert. The lightning rod. J.J. Watt with a sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Hey, Sam off. Joker.
Got to be careful here. Backed up this deep on 3rd down. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Ty Long now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And, Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this.
Great team. Right there. 56. You. 55.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll find Akins there, complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
At the Chargers' 38-yard line.
Watson now to throw. Forced out to his left. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And an alley to run. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go get it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. There goes a deep ball. End zone. That's going to be caught by Reed. Touchdown, Chargers. In for the score as they are now on the board here in the first half. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10.
10 too far.
Check 13.
Running on first down, Eckler. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw on second down, Herbert. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. The Texans here on third down putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Let's get it. Hey, check right.
Hey, seam 6.
Mike 55.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Will Fuller was the intended target. And now it's second down. Here's Watson to throw again. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
218, chop.
Get him. Watch the edge. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Hey, alert 3. Check your hot read.
Now.
third down. Herbert, he's going to let this one go deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Third and long, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you...
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Garyon Conley. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? This is fielded at the goal line. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start.
He's got a man complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
He's coming. Double up.
Go.
Back to throw. Herbert is going to fire one deep. And got his man complete. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 77 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, someone wasn't very happy about that game being tied up. They came right back at him with a big-time return. They want to get back out in front as fast as possible.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. And I think the ball's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Second and 9 now. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Now it's Watson. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. On the return, it's King. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
General West.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41.
From the gun, Herbert. Hunter Henry brings it in. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here we go. 15 line. 15 line.
Come on, QB, come on.
Hey, high 7. Get it ready.
Throwing on 1st down. Herbert. Blitz coming, and down he goes. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
41 Mike. 41 Mike.
Hey, echo. Check go.
Looking to throw. Herbert going deep here for Allen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 17-yard line.
From the 17, Watson flushed out right. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Here's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. He's got it at the 15. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. A huge play there for Houston. 59 yards. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
52's the mic. Ready?
Out of the gun, Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
On 2nd and goal, Watson. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. He's got daylight. He's at the 30. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Charger TD. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6, obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Back to throw. Being chased out left. Now a desperation throw deep. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. It's Eckler again. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Set, ready? 60 yard. Hard. Let's get in there.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Badgley able to knock this one through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Buying time to his left. He's going to let it fly. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big-time play there for the Texans. 57 yards. Now Watson. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be taken in by the Chargers, and it appears they're going to win this football game. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the home team here, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.